Say that entire quote again.
Truly fucking. Let me just send you the fucking clip instead.
Fair enough. And the idea behind that quote isn't go become something else, go run away in a different direction. It's okay, what's the one pattern?
If you're unhappy, just make yourself better.
Even that can be misinterpreted. People will think that by earning wealth or status, they've made themselves better, when no, they're still not living with themselves. Also, hey Lillian, thanks for the vote out of nowhere.
Hello.
So you said this quote was from a puppet. Ziggy in focus mode.
How's the flicker doing?
Like you're tired and kind of just chilling.
Meow.
Wow, wow.
So, I was talking to Bonzi, and they're apparently doing their stream tomorrow. I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta watch that because of course I do. And then he puts forth an impossible challenge. He has an HCC Vive on his throne. If it gets done by next month, June 4th, he will create a fansly.
Bruh. By the way, I am recording.
Okay. But
Yeah, because
unfortunately,
Bonzi was sharing. Not Bonzi, fucking Ziggy was sharing his quote.
Yeah,
I'm trying to find it.
Unfortunately, I have expenses coming up, so I'm not gonna be able to do that. Even though if I could.
You torture him with money?
Of course. I mean, technically, if I pull out from my savings, I could do it in one day.
No.
But I don't want to do that.
No. Bad idea.
But it would be
Even
funny.
you agree that's a bad idea.
It would be funny because he said he'll do one day.
Okay, I finally found it. I finally found it. I'm putting the timestamp for it. You're welcome to watch the whole clip. Just watch the whole special. Like, honestly, because Randy's a fucking philosopher in his own right.
Alright.
It's like a 2 minutes and 30 seconds and he goes on the fucking line.
Ugh.
You two mind following me to the fishing spot I want to actually be at?
Sure.
Alright. Gotta catch this last fish and then I'll be moving. Because I need a yellow discus and discus don't spawn here. Alright.
Honestly, I had the most devilish idea for for Bonzi.
Alright.
A video of anything. And I was gonna make him do the most mundane shit ever.
And he'd have to somehow make it entertaining in the process.
Yeah, because it's like for Fansly, so anything goes. And my brain goes too.
Have fun playing. So Ziggs, you were saying?
Get done.
Huh?
Just completely broke.
Pardon?
404, context not found. Okay, got my fish.
No, I'm sorry. I literally wasn't paying attention. What?
I was just asking what the line was again.
Oh, it's very specifically. Okay, let me see here. It's like, if you're unhappy, you know, just change. Just fucking change. If you have the means to. If you don't have the means to, I'm terribly sorry. That's unfortunate. But you probably do. Like, and like the way he phrases, like, if you're here and you paid money to see this shit, you probably have the means to change.
I'd agree with that sentiment.
And it can. And like I said, it's the whole bit. He's like, he's saying that. And who's to say it's not going to be difficult? Who's to say it's not going to be the hardest thing you've ever done? Who's to say it's not going to be scary? But for the love of God, if you're unhappy, just fucking change. Because your misery is ruining it for the rest of us.
Fucking damn.
Getting mad at me in traffic because you married an asshole. For the love of God, if you're unhappy, just end the fucking marriage.
For the love of everything, deal with the consequences of your actions instead of trying to avoid them. If you're going to make it other people's problem.
Yeah, be better. It's not hard. Shockingly, it is for some people, but it's also just, I don't know.
If you don't know how to be better, find resources. Take an exploration journey. See shit you didn't want to see before.
I did a thing. I did a thing. And one person did not like me for it, the way I said it. Because everybody was talking about, like, trying to get their shit together, trying to figure out their life, trying to figure out how to, like, you know, be an adult. And I was like, in the end of the day, there are 3 very, very important rules that if you can do these 3 things at a bare minimum, you'll probably be fine. Rule number 1, pay your bills on time. Rule number 2, tip your bartenders. Rule number 3, don't smoke meth. Super simple. Pay your bills, tip your bartenders, don't smoke meth. And somebody in that lobby, they're just like unironically, like legitimately, like they laid it down as if I had offended them. They're just like, man, fuck that. I love meth. I don't want to give that up. And I just looked at them and I was like, do you have like a garage full of catalytic converters? And he just looked at me and I was like, because here's the thing about meth that nobody tells you is that it rewires your fucking brain, and the next thing you know, you have stolen every catalytic converter within a half a mile square radius of where you're presently standing. And everybody in the lobby's laughing at me. I was like, no, seriously, I'm dead serious. I live in a county where there's a fucking meth epidemic. Nobody has a catalytic converter. Fucking nobody has one. Everybody down here straight piped. Because the meth heads just keep fucking stealing them. And it's like, oh, no, it's maybe not the meth. No, it's definitely the meth heads. Very specifically. You smoke meth, you spin that pipe up, and then you steal your neighbor's catalytic converter. That is just an objective fucking fact of life.
Not because the meth inherently drives you to steal a catalytic converter, but because of the process that you use to pay for that meth once your life stops falling apart.
Yeah, exactly. It fucks up your life so bad. It's like you can't hold down a job. Nobody will hire you. You're in and out of prison. So how do you make ends meet? How do you pay your bills? How do you tip your bartenders? How do you not smoke meth anymore? Well, I hate to break it to you, at that point, fucking rule number 3 is like just forever being broken, because you're stealing catalytic converters to buy more meth and to have a roof over your head to cook more meth so you don't have to buy meth. So you don't have to steal catalytic converters to fucking buy meth, but then you need to buy the ingredients to make the meth, so you're still stealing catalytic converters, and you see where the cycle continues.
There's a 4th rule I would add on to that. Own up to your bullshit. Own up to all the ways you're a mess, and acknowledge that you still have value despite your flaws. So that way you're not trying to neurotically avoid the consequences of your dumbassery for the long term, which then pushes the consequences of your dumbassery on everyone around you instead.
Okay, so here's the thing though, and like, while that is generally a good rule, it's like, hold yourself accountable to the consequences of your own actions. It's a general good rule of thumb. But in terms of the basic 3 rules, don't smoke meth hits way harder, and it's basically touching the same bases. Don't do something that you're going to have to live up to the consequences of. Don't create a situation for yourself that you cannot hold yourself accountable to.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I think that
Don't put yourself in that situation to begin with.
That's one of the things that really freaked me out, like, 3+ years ago, is that I thought I had things wrapped up. I thought things were gonna be okay, and then it's just like, oh no, I'm gonna need to, shit. Emotional pain. So yeah, I've been learning ever since. I have time to go see what the next fish I want to collect is. You're fine. I'm the one who asked you to continue.
You know, I just, I don't know. That's the worst part. Is,
God.
Circulating back on that early thought, like coming back where this all started, is, yeah, if you're unhappy, just fucking change. And for me, this entire situation over the weekend flipped a fucking switch in my brain and woke back up a fragment of my personality that I was trying to keep buried because I was content with who I was and I was content with what I was doing. I basically set the fucking car on cruise control and was dancing between one of 2 states. And me and Alice both kind of pointed out, I put it into Pokemon colors as soon as the 3rd part came back into play. I look at my general demeanor as being in either blue or in red. Red is stoic, reserved, to the point, calculated, just me at my most raw and logical. It is very much just the pragmatic side of myself. Blue is me acting like a fucking goober. It is me at my most jovial and playful and whimsical. I like it just separate. And like, they blend, they interact with each other, but then there's the other one. I don't like waking up because once he's awake, he does not go away. The easiest way I could put it was yellow, the 3rd color. Put a color wheel together, mix the pigments. Oh, orange, green, purple, muddy it up, but you get right there in the middle of it. You mix all 3 together, and you just get like a fucking brown to black muddy mess, and it just, nobody's happy at that point.
Yeah.
So I had red and blue. Pokemon, red and blue versions, the quintessential 2 versions of Pokemon. Pick either one. You're gonna have a good time. But yellow exists. If you're only gonna pick one of the original three, yellow version is the quintessential complete package. If I was gonna suggest one Gen 1 Pokemon game to somebody, I would tell them with a straight face, if you don't own a link cable, you don't have any friends that also have games, and you're only going to play the one game, and, maybe completing the Pokedex isn't a priority for you, play Pokemon Yellow version. It is the de facto definitive version of Gen 1. That is where my brain is right now. I am in fucking Yellow version mode. I am going forward. And I hate this part because I've went on the tangent before and I phased out of it because if I'm not in this mood, I can't pull from it. It is where my entire thing, like that whole rant about the diamond flame, comes from. Just an internal burning desire to move forward. Closing my eyes and focusing on it, and it is an iridescent rainbow diamond colored flame. And that is what is burning inside of me. That is what is keeping me going. That is what is driving me forward. And the problem is when that fire starts, I am running on impulse, I am running on emotion, and I am running on just pure, raw instinct from start to finish. And the problem is that's the part of me that makes me abrasive. That is where I speak my mind unapologetically. I will say something that people will disagree with, and I will say, fuck you. This is just how it is. And
the yellow part states the truth as it is and doesn't like to get lost in the details, because if you get to debate the details, you lose track of the reality.
Yellow is a postmodernist through and through. Yellow is acknowledging that the moment we drop the atomic bomb, it doesn't matter how tall you can build a skyscraper, it doesn't matter how sturdy of a base you start something from and how high of a point you build it to, it does not matter, because with the atomic bomb we can level everything to a fucking ground level again with a snap of a fucking finger. With a push of a button we reset everything. Truth is not something you move towards. Truth is not something that you start at a base and come to a conclusion through work and effort. Truth is what is immediately apparent in front of you. What is the quantum tangibility that you are seeing with your eyes, hearing with your ears, and feeling with your hands. That right there, in that present moment, that is truth. Because it's there, it's apparent, and it's in your immediate vicinity. You're reacting to it in real time.
You're interacting with grounded truth instead of a relative truth.
Yeah, and relative truth is subjective. That's the problem. Everybody comes to their own conclusions.
Well,
different
relative
walks
truth
in life,
is
different
contextual.
paths.
That's the reason why subjectivism is the thing, because there's a million relative truths, but only one output gets recorded in our physical reality.
Yeah, and it's that's the thing, is like somebody goes through their journey, they are trying to find their truth, but they are doing it from a different methodology. They are building from that base. They are seeking to build up to that spire. They are building their Eiffel Tower. They are building their Empire State Building. They have yet to reach their truth, because theirs is a conclusive one, as opposed to an apparent in front of them one. And that is modernism and postmodernism clashing, and that is why people disagree.
And that's why it swings between absurdity and it swings between absurdity with humor and reality with brutality. The oscillation of a pendulum, and it's that between space that really everything else lives.
The problem is, a pendulum will swing back and forth until a third force gives it a reason to not. And that is where the third axis hits, the other little point forward,
Yep.
hyper reality, the pendulum swings back and forth, but not on a two-dimensional axis, because something can push that pendulum to the side, and suddenly it's swinging in a circle or a figure eight, depending on how it's pushed.
Yep.
Hyperreality takes the notion of a deserved and earned truth and an apparent, directly in front of you, immediate truth, and turns it on its head, because hyperreality is no longer being able to discern between what is real and what is not. Truth is something that has to be gleaned from what is immediately in front of you, because you need outside context. And unfortunately for hyperreality, and this isn't a knock on individuals, this is a knock on the general population, like humanity as a collective. When something is presented to the average individual, they are unfortunately too fucking stupid to know the difference between what is real and what is not in any present tense.
Yeah, I can agree with
Everything
that.
needs to be approached now with, okay, scenario. You have just heard about X thing, and somebody comes up to you and asks, hey, what is your fully developed opinion of X thing that you just found out about less than 5 minutes ago? Quick, get online and type in what your opinion is so the rest of us can all collectively tell you to go fucking kill yourself. And that's the problem. That's the world we live in. Nothing is real anymore, and if it is, you need time to present your fucking case.
Well, think about the inverse of that statement. Nothing is real anymore. If you think of nothing as the subject and real as the definer, then ultimately, yeah, the void has consumed reality and left it standing even still.
Well, see, the problem is hyperreality is a notion that modernism and postmodernism have clashed and now need to coexist. Like a fucking professional wrestling tag team going into a major pay-per-view. The challenger and the champion both are at odds against each other because the champion has to defend his title this Sunday in a steel cage against the other guy who doesn't like the champion. But what has the show done for them this week? Oh, well, you may be facing off this Sunday in a steel cage, but tonight you're gonna be tag team partners against the World Tag Team Champions. And that's a formula for fucking disaster. But that's the problem with hyperreality. To a postmodernist, truth is evident directly in front of you. It is apparent with what you see, what you feel, what you hear. In that moment, that is true because, well, that is the present. A modernist has to seek out that end. A hyperrealist has to look at a situation, accept that the situation directly in front of it, but has to gauge their own perspective based on how tangible any of this information actually fucking is. They have to come to a conclusion that the truth that they're hearing is actually truth, or if it's just a subjective nonsense. It's like a fucked up game of telephone where everybody's throwing up. It's kind of hard to glean any information from it.
Well, that's the reason why you cross-reference the dynamics instead of taking the information at face value. Because where things diversify
Exactly.
and where they conflict is part of the process. It is a relational dynamic in and of itself. Even if two things hate each other, they at least acknowledge each other's existence. To not acknowledge something's existence is also a dynamic.
And it pisses me off.
Yeah.
In any case, it's midnight. I think I'm gonna hop off of here, fire up
Alright,
my
gonna
Mac, do a
teleport the
couple of
phone from
things.
the shelf, from the counter to your hand, using the diamond flame.
More or less. Something akin to that. I got work in the morning. I'm gonna enjoy the last 4 hours I've got before I have to go back to the fucking meat space.
Yeah, fair. Hope you have a good time,
Have a
Zigs.
good one.
It was
That's the
nice talking
idea.
with you.
Take care till next time.
Will do. It's kind of fun. Okay, hold the fuck up. Like, hold the fuck up. I gotta see this. Hold up. View archive.
Right, Hank.
Hugs and head pats. Was tuned out of the game, hun. You didn't spook me too much.
Surprise hug.
Hugs and head pats for the big cutie. Oh, how about... No.
Wow.
Inspect. Where is the image I'm looking for? I'm blind to it. I've gotta be. Tag. Noel Holiday. Really? Amber.
Mute. Like,
Big huggle, big snuggle. Mm. Alright.
what?
Why? Okay, so it's not an obsession line, it's in misc plus force rear route. Coolio. Where is that image? Because it's kind of interesting that lines up with like the default leave effect of VR chat.
Wow.
Trying to find image that I've got stored somewhere. Give me a hot second. Ruffles your hair and gives you scratches. Come here. Even if I'm distracted, you can come sit in my lap. That's my good critter. Scritches under the chin. Let's be specializing God. Okay then. Hmm? Oh. Oh. The epic Noel dump. Oh no. Anyways. How the fuck am I not logged into Tumblr when I'm in, like, my default thing? Login, yes. Continue with Google, yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Activity. Alright, get to this motherfucker's archive. Alright. Touchy. Hey. Noel holiday. Alright, tag Noel holiday. I know it's in this motherfucker's art style. Alright, and now I can pull up the thing I meant to pull up originally. Fucking... How long ago was that? Okay, guess I don't get an answer. Browser 3, and of course it's not. There we go. Oh, wow. There's the overlap I was talking about. Bye.